evening. My name is Scooch Closer, and you are listening to Radio WJZ, New York's only home for endless wet jazz. And tonight it is home of the New York Haberdashers as they conclude a series that has been a bit more difficult for them than we'd like to admit against in-state rivals Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, who have come into town here to Yonkers, New York, at the Rockefeller Oval. They have, in fact, taken the first two games of the series, both Friday night and Saturday afternoon. Very, very convincing fashion, mostly due to the home run prowess of Mike Truck, and it has been quite the day for Mike Truck, quite the weekend for Mike Truck. But nonetheless, we are going to see quite the sporting affair here tonight, as the New York Haberdashers sitting at 5-3, as well as ABH. So this with the 5-3 Boston Ruffians currently on an off day. They conclude their series with the New Ohio Debonaires tomorrow. The winner of tonight's game will take sole possession of first place in the Continental League after 9 games. Should be a very exciting game tonight. We see if the oftentimes in the third game of a series, a lot of bench moves are made, and we like to see that. Like to hopefully see that the Haberdashers maybe can find the batting prowess that there was missing a bit from the early games of this series. Now, that being said, I think it is now time to go down to our public address announcer and introduce the starting lineups and batting order of both teams. So let's head down there right now to the Rockefeller Oval.
Good evening, Yonkers, New York, and welcome to the Rockefeller Oval for tonight's game, where Amalgamated Baseball Holdings of Schenectady, New York, take on the home team, New York Haberdashers. At this time, we would like to introduce the starting lineup for the New York rivals, the Schenectady, New York-based Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. Batting first at right field, number 5, Dean Westry. Batting second at center field, number 24, Mike Truck. Batting third, the third baseman, number 39, Carl Dandleton. Batting fourth, second baseman, number 42, Todd Gonzalez. Batting fifth, shortstop, number 8, Bobson Dugnut. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 37, Willie Dustis. Batting seventh, the number 22, the left fielder, Glenn Allen Nixon. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 19, Raul Chamberlain. And batting ninth, the starting pitcher for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, number 44, Onsen Sweeney. And at this time, we shall now introduce the starting lineup for the home team, New York Haberdashers. Batting first, center fielder number 7, Hubie Guzel. Batting second, left fielder number 8, Stump Phillips. Batting third, the shortstop number 16, Stokely Hathaway. Batting fourth, the first baseman number 5, Murky Goodbar. Batting fifth, the third baseman number 46, Boob Jenner. Batting sixth, the right fielder, number 39, Ren Bugby. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 33, Bottomley Samplemore. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 23, Trevor Knockmore. And batting ninth, the starting pitcher for the New York Haberdashers, number 21, Hutzel Good.
So yes, indeed, we have the starting lineup. A couple of movements in the lineup. Here we go. We see Ren Bugby coming in for Whiny Jagoff. We also see the backup catcher Bottomley Samplemore getting a starting role today. And of course, it is time for the. We are of course getting the ace pitchers, Hutzel Good and Onsen Sweeney for both the Haberdashers and Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. And we are coming out to this beautiful evening here at the Rockefeller Oval. Hutzel Good taking the mound for the Haberdashers. And Onsen Sweeney, perhaps an opportunity for the Haberdashers. Onsen Sweeney not having the best of days. Oh, that's going to be a problem for Hutzel Good. He's able to rectify it. And he does make the out for the first out of the game. To Dean Westray, here is Mike Brock, who is going to foul that one down the third baseline, doesn't get full contact. Truck has had just an annihilating day, an annihilating weekend. Against the Haberdashers. He's going to strike out to Hutzel Good, bringing up Carl Dandleton. That is a huge out to get early in this game. Why, in this series alone, if I can look at my statistics, Mike Truck, as Hutzel Good will catch that pop-up from Carl Dandleton, so a 1-2-3 inning for ABH, bringing up the Haberdashers with Easy Doozle, the ever-present leadoff hitter. Mike Truck has hit 3 home runs and is responsible for 8 runs batted in this series, I believe, so far. He got 2 and batted in 6 in the opening win. And of course, last night's game ended up 9-5, the final score, in favor of Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, which is why this is a tied game as far as the records are going. And again, the local rivalry of this does bring out fans of both teams, of course, as we do have a lot of people coming up from Schenectady, New York, the home of Amalgamated Baseball Holdings and the factory, Amalgamated Baseball Holdings Factory, where the players do, of course, work a 24-hour shift every week, at a minimum. Some of them go a little bit longer because they enjoy the feel of a hard day's work. Of course, many of that's going to be a huge strikeout of Stokely Hathaway. Again, a big out for Holdings. Stokely Hathaway has been a very reliable batsman for the Haberdashers. He's moved up. He's a great shortstop. He's moved up in the lineup, and he is a regular fixture here and there, as we see Todd Gonzalez facing off. And he's going to strike out. Gonzalez was batting .406. And here we see Bobson Dugnut has took some time off for an early injury. He's batting .313. I must say that the batting averages of Amalgamated Baseball Holdings all across the board of the starting lineup are very dangerous. They're a very heavy swinging team. You have to control them with your pitching, and so far that is the job of Hutzel Good. Fouling off, you see all the contact they're making. Bobson Dugnut is going to strike out, and that is a huge play for Hutzel Good. His confidence is going to be very high at this point. 5 outs down, and as far as we're concerned, 22 to goal. And that is going to be high and far, and just as I say it, Willie Dustis, back in the lineup at first base, is going to go long and hit it into center field for a home run. The first hit of the game is also the first run of the game, and to industry indeed for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. The first home run of the game brought to you by Industry brand fragrances, perfumes, and all other smell goods. Because when you're out with a lovely lady and she wonders if you're how you smell so good, you say, "My dear, that's just Industry." Lucky good bar as the Haberdashers take plate for the second inning. He takes strike one. I was going to say, I was pulling up statistics. I've heard so good 6 strikeouts on the season so far from 2 games. He's 2-0. Onsen Sweeney 0-2 actually. So very, very opportunistic. A rough start for Onsen Sweeney, but so far he seems to be pitching very well. Has found his knack, if you will. With losses were in games against the Boston Ruffians and the New Ohio Debonaires. New Ohio Debonaires are bottom of the league right now. That was a very surprising win for the Debonaires, but the way Amalgamated Baseball Holdings are playing at the moment, I don't think it'd be very tough to beat them at this point. That's an easy out, and ABH at the end of 2 are up 1-0 from Willie Dustis' solo home run. The only hit of the game is Raul Chamberlain. Swings at strike number 1, facing Herzl Good. Aside from that home run, very economical has Good been. That's a ball, gives himself a bit of a scratch underneath the right buttock cheek. And that's going to go right to his glove and be an easy out for Mr. Good, the right-handed pitcher. Big swing by Onsen Sweeney. The pitcher wearing his sunglasses at night, so he can see. I don't know what he's trying to see. I guess the gas lamps we have. The stadium lights are very bright, and that maybe helps his sensitive vision. But I imagine he pitches with them on as well. Perhaps they are corrected as well. Dean Westry, top of the lineup, as 2 outs are recorded so far here in the top of the third. Very fast-paced game so far because it's been very defensive-minded. That's going to be an easy one for Hubie Goozle. He will record the third out of the game, and that will retire the side. Bottomley Samplemore, not a very familiar face to many of the fans. He's only been playing in 2 games. He's gone 1 for 3, and so that means it's mostly been in pinch hitting, and I believe he's only started 1 game. But 1 for 3, he's come in as a backup catcher. And he is working the pitches of Onsen Sweeney. He's going to foul that one off. That is a 6th pitch at bat. He's going to make it 7. It's going to be an easy out. I think Dandleton is going to have to run it out, but Samplemore only has so much speed. And it's an easy out for ABH. Bringing up Trevor Knockmore, second baseman. He's a staple. And, Gonzalez just barely gets a glove to it. He had to stretch his gristly body out and put a glove into that baseball. And put the baseball into the glove as well. Big strike 1. Swing by Herzl Good. 2 outs. The pitcher might as well give it all you got at that point. Big swing for strike 2. And he's going to make a contact, and Sweeney has trouble with it, but he's able to right himself, grab the ball, and make throw to Dustis for the third out. We're a third of the way through the game. Mike Truck leads off the top of the 4th for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. And he is a powerhouse, is Mike Truck. His fans very much appreciative of what he can do for that team, and they go nuts for Truck. They are Truck's nuts indeed. And he's going to be on with a single, I believe. Or was that fouled out? Yes, he's on with a single. Went to center field. Fielded by Hubie Goozle. And here's Carl Dandleton. Dandleton's going to drop that one into shallow left center. He's going to be a single as well, putting runners on first and second. Dandleton has been an unsung hero, I think, for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. His batting average about 241, but he's had 7 RBIs, which I think, short of Mike Truck, leads the entire team except for Mike Truck. So he has been very, very useful on the offensive side for this team, and that's going to load the bases with no outs, putting Todd Gonzalez on base. Here is Bobson Dugnut. He's going to drop that one. It's going to be a play at the plate, and he's going to be safe. Bottomley Samplemore cannot sweep the glove back and tag out Mike Truck. It is a 2-0 game with 1 out, and Willie Dustis, who had the home run in the second inning, will swing at strike 2, and we'll pop that one up. It looks like Samplemore's going to get under it. Yes, it'll be a foul pop out, and it is out number 2, so damage control, I think, is probably the best way to describe what is happening right now for the Haberdashers. They only allowed 1 run. If they can get this out of Glenn Allen Mixon, left fielder. And that's going to be Boob Jenna. Makes the throw and out. What a catch. Well, what a stop of the ball by Boob Jenna. Another unsung hero defensively for the Haberdashers, an ever-present defensive player. And I must say, unfortunately, the throw from the right fielder, Ren Bugby, to attempt to get the out on the sacrifice fly, was on target. It was forceful. It was a fantastic throw. It just was not in time. It was a very close run. And I think I would happily take that sort of an effort every time. And only allowing 1 with a no-out, bases-loaded situation. Not that bad against a team like ABH. I don't want to have to concede it, but we very badly need some offense for the Haberdashers. They are getting just blanked at this point as a very frustrated Stump Phillips hurls his bat, and Hathaway, well, he is very much frustrated as well, as he lined that one out right to Todd Gonzalez. Is there nothing Gonzalez can't do? Crowd getting a little restless here tonight at the Rockefeller Oval. Top of the 5th. 2-0. And the Haberdashers would not like to get swept by their in-state rivals. That would be mentally far worse than giving up first place in the Continental League. And Amalgamated Baseball Holdings, that's going to be a huge strikeout. Big strikeout of Raul Chamberlain, bringing up Anson Sweeney, the pitcher spot. Bit of a sneeze, the hay fever in effect for Anson Sweeney. Or excuse me, for Hurt So Good. And Sweeney is going to swing at that one. That's strike 2. He started off the first pitch. And he's going to watch that one as it goes. Throws his hand up as if to say, well done, chap. Bit of a pitcher's respect at that point. And 2 outs. That should be an easy pop foul. Coming underneath it is Bottomley Samplemore, and he hurries himself into the dugout for the bottom of the 5th. Anson Sweeney will take the mound once again for Murky Goodbar at bat. Clean-up spot for Murky Goodbar, the first baseman. Takes a big swing at strike 1. And he strikes out looking. Murky Goodbar. His average has just been going down this entire series. It's 333. I'm sure that's going further down. That's going to be a tough ball to field. But, well, Dandleton makes the throw, grabs it right on the foul line, and Willie Dustis with the catch for out number 2. That's going to be a single up the middle. Mike Truck will field it, and that is a very big single for Ren Bugby. Bring up Bottomley Samplemore, the catcher. 2-out situation, runner on first. Oh, he takes that right in the back. That will be a hit-by-pitch situation. He will take his base. And Sweeney kind of tips the cap after clearly not intending it. He's been shamed by this crowd. The crowd is really getting on his case. And the control seems to be just going away from Sweeney. 3 balls in a row. Trevor Knockmore not even taking a swing at this. Let's strike one sail by him. Swings at strike two. The count is full. This would be a huge pitch for Sweeney. The runner goes on the double steal. And it should be fieldable, and Glenn Allen Mixon will bring it into the 5th inning. Lonson Sweeney gets into a pickle, and the jar is opened, the pickle is removed, and it is tasty as ABH get out of that one with no runs scored. Mike Truck for a 3rd time at bat. Hasn't had quite the day today. He's gotten a single. He's going to ground that one out to Smoothly Hathaway. Murphy goes out next. It's 1 for 3 for Truck, but on the series he has been just an outstanding player. He has been an all-star player for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. Here is Carl Dandleton, another RBI regular, and he's going to line that one out to Murky Goodbar, unassisted, makes the out. 2 outs, top of the 6th. This is Todd Gonzalez, the cleanup. And that will be out number 3. Yes, he did show Sass and Vinegar, which I think might be a new sponsor of the Continental League. Sass and Vinegar. I kind of like that. Once I can find out more about that company, I will have to find out if we can make a working relationship with them. Sass and Vinegar. But before it was just full of vinegar. There's a runner on first. As Hubie Goozle. That's all good on first. Big play there, and that is a foul ball for Hubie Goozle. No outs, top of the lineup. This is a chance for the Haberdashers to really put some offense together, with Onsen Sweeney having a bit of control issues in the last inning. And that's going to get past the glove of Dugnut. It'll be a single for Goozle. Good is safe at second. And with no outs, here is Stump Phillips. Stump Phillips, a dangerous batsman as well. He's been batting close to 500. He's had 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. According to my most recent stat sheet, the stat sheet may not be up to date with last week's. He's going to run into a fancy dance. Dugnut to justice. The runner goes to 3rd. But it is a Fancy Dan double play brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. If you need pomades, styling salves, shampoos, or gelatin-based creams, then put more fop in your coif with Fancy Dan. That will end the inning for the Haberdashers. A run like that coming to an end with the double play. Here's Bobson Dugnut. And the Haberdashers still down 2-0. Top of the 7th, Herzl Good up to 72 pitches. Might be the final inning for Good at this point. We'll have to see. And that is a big swing and another home run to industry for Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. The bats are coming alive for ABH. And that one is Bobson Dugnut with the home run, making it 3-0 to ABH, looking to sweep the series and take first place of the Continental League. Big catch over the shoulder by Trevor Knockmore. Very nicely played. Any sort of positive play like that will be happily welcomed and celebrated, just to keep the score close and give the offense at least an attempt at trying to keep in this game. Here's Raul Chamberlain as Herzl Good up to 76 pitches. Might be the final at-bat for Herzl Good to face. 78 pitches, 79 with ball 2. Ball 3 Westry falls in there, takes a big scratch of the right buttock. Hopefully this helps him out. Oh, and it goes way inside. And here's the pitcher, Onsen Sweeney, who's going to come out for Daryl Archideld. So that will be the end of Sweeney's day. And Archideld coming in as the pinch hitter. I wonder who will be warming up in the bullpen here in the bottom of the 7th. They have Sleeve Nick Deichel, Dwiggett Rodrigal, and Tim Sandaly. And of course, Mario McElwain is their closing pitcher. But I imagine they would want to wait for that until the 9th inning if the score is still close enough that there will be a save situation. Archideld working this count. 2-2. Swings at that one. It looks like it's going to be short of the fence. And it's a catch for Hubie Guzzo, bringing an end to the inning. And Tim Sandaly will be coming in to pitch for the Amalgamated Baseball Holdings here at the bottom of the 7th. See if they can perhaps get 2 strong innings out of Sandaly. I can imagine Mike Hernandez will be coming in as a will be coming in at left field for Glenn Allen Mixon. Getting a rest from starting is Hernandez, but he'll come into field. Keep the muscles fresh. And that will be out number 1 for Sandaly. Here's Boob Jenner. Quiet from Boob Jenner. And that is going to go just short of the wall, caught by Dean Westry. And, it is one of those days for the Haberdashers. It's just not going right. It's just not going right at all. And Ren Bugby will, in fact, ground out right to Willie Dustis to end the 7th inning. Herzelgood looks like he will still be taking the mound. I would absolutely question this. And, yes, it looks like Delmar Uptown, who is the closing pitcher, typically, will be coming in looking to try to get... they'll need 6 strong outs for him. That should be an easy ground ball. And Knockmore makes the throw for out number 1 off of... I believe that was just off the 1 pitch to Dean Westry. 2 pitches, excuse me. And here's Mike Truck yet again. That's going to be an easily playable ground ball to Goodbar. He'll take it himself to first base. 3 pitches, 2 outs. Can't complain about that. Here's Carl Dandleton facing the difficult piece of the ABH lineup. And Mookie Goodbar, 4 pitches, 3 outs. Well played by Delmar Uptown as Tim Sandaly takes the mound yet again, facing Bartleby Samplemore, and the bottom of the lineup, I believe, will be coming in for the Haberdashers. So I imagine Delmar Uptown is 3rd in the order of this inning. I imagine there will be a pinch hitting situation, and they'll go back to the bullpen, perhaps to Ezemiah Denove. They also have Wash Muscles and Pablo Longstroke. And that's going to be on with a single for Samplemore. Here comes Trevor Knockmore. Big swing from Knockmore. It's going to find the gap. Is it going to be far out to go out of the park? It is a home run to industry. Trevor Knockmore. What a play from Knockmore. His first home run of the season. And it is one that the Haberdashers needed in the worst of ways. And here comes Gauze Blacksmith, which means that a new pitcher will be coming in to start the top of the 9th. This is exactly the kind of offense needed. It's off the wall. It should be a double for Blacksmith. He's in with a double safe easily. No outs. Bottom of the 8th. Top of the lineup, it's Hubie Guzzo. Big swing for Guzzo. It should be 1 out, only going to first. Willie Dustis with the catch. And the runner is on 3rd. The tying run is 90 feet away from home plate. There's a ball. Stump Phillips would just love to put anything into the outfield. Fouls that one for strike 1. Anything that goes into the outfield would certainly be... Oh, no! Oh, he had to tag up. And it's out number 2, so there goes the sacrifice fly option. Stokely Hathaway is going to sit for foul ball Duncans. A very interesting play, and it pays off. A big swing, a single. The game is tied here in the bottom of the 8th. The Haberdashers, through their pinch-hitting prowess, Gauze Blacksmith and foul ball Duncans, have brought home tying runs. Big swing. It should be an easy play, and we are tied going into the top of the 9th. Ezemiah Denove, the most reliable pitcher in the bullpen for the Haberdashers. He is not the closing pitcher, but he has 2 saves on his stat sheet already. He has been nothing but amazingly reliable for the Haberdashers. I hope that is going to continue in the case, because we need 3 big outs for him. And that is a huge diving stop for Goodbar, and you can just feel the spirits of the Haberdashers come to life here. Big swing, and it's a home run on the second at bat. And just like that, it's a 4-3 game. Yet again. And this crowd has just been quieted by Bobson Dugnut. Well, they still have one more opportunity, but they will most certainly be facing Mario McIlwain. Big diving save for Boob Jenner. Makes the out to Murky Goodbar, and the Haberdashers need to keep their spirits under control, need to keep themselves level-headed. And that will be the 3rd out. Tim Sandaly still on the mound. I imagine they might be going to the bullpen for Mario McIlwain. No, they'll stick with Sandaly, despite giving up the lead. And that's going to be an easily playable ground ball. Bobson Dugnut to Willie Justice, out number 1. And Ren Bugby is up to bat. He's going, yes, and Mario McIlwain will be coming in to get the save situation, the save opportunity. The closing pitcher, Fresh, will face Ren Bugby and Bartley Samplemore, currently on deck, unless they decide to go to their bench yet again. That's going to be a diving play. Cannot run it out. Willie Justice there with the catch. So very close. Bartley Samplemore coming out. It's going to be Whiny Jagoff. Whiny Jagoff as the pinch hitter takes strike 1. This is the moment that we need the Haberdashers to come alive. There are no more opportunities. And it goes right to Dandleton. The game is over. The Haberdashers lose a 3rd game straight. The final score, Amalgamated Baseball Holdings 4. The New York Haberdashers 3. The Haberdashers relinquish first place in the Continental League. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings now take first place, going 6-3. Haberdashers fall to 5-4. And with Boston on a day off currently, they are on a travel day. They are currently sitting at 5-3, which means that they are a half a game behind Amalgamated Baseball Holdings. So that is sole possession of first place, New York Haberdashers. 1 game behind first place in 3rd at a 5-4 record. And the line score, of course, is the Amalgamated Baseball Holdings 4 runs off 6 hits. New York Haberdashers 3 runs off 7 hits. That 9th inning run, the 9th inning home run, the game winner via Bobson Dugnut. And the box scores will make its way into your afternoon papers tomorrow afternoon. Be sent right over to the printing press. And of course, Tim Sandaly given the win as he was pitching when the game was when they were in the lead. Ezemiah Denove credited with the loss. And Mario McIlwain gets the save. I believe that is McIlwain's, is that his first? I'm going to go ahead and look at my statistics sheet just a moment here, as I want to confirm this. So Tim Sandaly, he will improve to 2-0, having gotten a win as well already this season. McIlwain, that is his 3rd save on the season, and Ezemayadinov, that is his first losing effort. He has gotten 2 saves. He will, in fact, go to 0-1 in the bullpen. And, of course, thanks to the Honey Wheat Tobacco Company for sponsoring the finest dandies of the day. The third finest dandy is Trevor Knockmore, going 1 for 3 with a home run, 2 RBIs, and a run, and his home run was what tied the game prior to Bobson Dugnut's home run that took the win. Anson Sweeney will get the second finest dandy of the day, going 6 innings, only allowing 3 hits and 3 strikeouts, no runs allowed. And Bobson Dugnut is your finest dandy of the day, going 2 for 3 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs himself scored. That is, again, the finest dandy of the day, brought to you by the Honey Wheat Cigarette Company, reminding you always to smoke wheat every day. And with that, the Haberdashers go on a bit of a losing streak. They will, in fact, have to recollect. They will have an off day tomorrow before they go on before they host the Boston Ruffians. So it does not get any easier for them. The Boston Ruffians on July 16th. So 2 days from now, they face the Boston Ruffians, who are finishing up their trip to New Ohio tomorrow. Then they will get right on the bus and go right to the Rockefeller Oval. So the Boston Ruffians, it does not get any easier for the Haberdashers. Amalgamated Baseball Holdings will go on the road. They have an off day, a travel day tomorrow. And on the 16th, they will go to Chicago to face the Chicago Teetotalers, who have been struggling as of late. So Amalgamated Baseball Holdings will be on the road. And it will begin a bit of a... then they will have... That will be the away series for them. The New York Haberdashers will have the Boston Ruffians for a 3-game home series before they head on the road to face Pittsburgh, and Amalgamated Baseball Holdings will host Philadelphia after that. That is through till next weekend. Until then, my name is Scooch Closer. Thank you for joining us here on Radio WJZ, New York's only home for endless wet jazz, and of course the only home for the New York Haberdashers. Wishing you a good night and good baseball, and we will see you back here at the baseball park.